All right, Warrior Nation, welcome in episode 5 today. We have a special guest today. One, I'm very excited, little personal reasons for that, but Mr. Price will be joining us in a little bit. Live in studio today, we're filming this, or well, recording this live. To quote a famous news anchor, Bill O'Reilly, we're going to do it live today. So, Joel, how was the weekend?
It was all right. Nice little extension. Got blood drawn, but hey, whatever.
Blood drawn?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So, we had week 1 action last week. Forfeit win for our Street Fighter team. So, we'll see how they do today as they'll face a team from Arkansas, I believe it is. And then, we had Smash action last week as well. Unfortunately, lost all 3. And then, we had Rocket League end of the week. You guys look good. I mean, what was it? 2 of the 3 were overtime matches that
Yep. Yeah, first one was overtime, last one was overtime. I have absolutely no concerns for us losing this first one because we look good doing it. So
Right. I mean, if you're gonna lose, look good losing. So, and to keep it in perspective, I mean, you guys had Dean join you within
Yep.
an hour of competing. So, I mean, all things considered, I think we're gonna have another week of action here on Thursday. I think you guys are gonna be fine.
Yep.
So, just kind of keeping things in perspective. I mean, it's a long season, as we know. So, we'll just keep moving on, and you guys are set to face. Oh my goodness, trying to think of what team you're facing now.
I can look real quick.
Yeah, let me stall. I'm pretty sure it's another team from Mississippi. Joel is on it though. He's looking right here as we do this live.
I also have to sign
in the Warrior Zone. Yes, the old sign in. I did not put it in the notes, so that's why we're stalling here.
We're also waiting for Mr. Price.
That as well.
Oswego out of.
Click the kid.
Oh, just one of them.
Yeah. They're the icon. Out of Kansas.
Oswego, Kansas.
So one thing about playing on Play Versus
they were swept as well.
So. Yeah. So I mean, team looking for their first win, both in this contest, and the nice thing I was about to say is playing on Play Versus is you kind of learn a little bit about geography when it comes to who we're playing, because we played teams in Wichita now, and now we're playing Oswego, Kansas. So
I can't look at what the Smash on that.
So just a shout out to our sponsors as we are in episode number 5. Ian's Pressure Washing, Oddball Arts, Go Dutch Solutions, All Phase Heating and Cooling, and Gutter Tech. And as we are underway here, we have our guest in house. So, like I said, we lost 2 out of 3 matches this week, but we're going to bounce back here in week 2. And so here we are. We got Mr. Price in the studio today. Welcome aboard. How was your day? Pretty good, I hope.
Yeah, it was a good Tuesday. It was a Tuesday that felt like a Monday, which is always a good thing.
Yes, sir.
How's the mic volume from where I'm at? Is it picking up everything right?
Should be fine. We're testing it out and everything.
Perfect. Good from where I'm at with the volume and everything's getting that right about the perfect.
Yep. All right. So, Mr. Price, what do you teach?
I teach, senior high school science. So I got 2 sections of physical science A right now. I got 2 sections of biology A right now.
Okay. And what inspired you to teach?
Well, that's a loaded question. So I was in high school, and there was a program called Launch, and I went to Nina High School, and they had a program called Launch where every freshman had to take a class called Freshman Seminar. It was right before and after lunch. It was kind of like how we have it set up. If you have first lunch, you're in class for a little bit, then you go to lunch, you go back. It put about 6 to 7, insert joke there, upperclassmen, right? Upperclassmen with all the freshmen, and it let the upperclassmen teach lessons about cybersecurity, like life lessons, just like general like things to know about high school. And when I was a freshman, I really, really took to that. So I then applied to be a launch leader, was a launch leader sophomore, junior, and senior year, and then was an executive and a team lead my senior year, which I loved.
All right, and then where are you from? I'm assuming Nina, as you mentioned.
Yeah, born and raised Neenah, Wisconsin. I lived in the Neenah Menasha area pretty much my whole life.
Yeah, all right, we're back.
Oh,
Okay, well, we're peeking on that
yep.
one. You know, we're just gonna get that one. There we go.
That's
All right.
probably the best call because that
All
might
right,
speak a
well,
lot.
try to give the graphic for
Sorry
Mr.
for
Price,
those
but
folks who
yeah,
just got
yeah.
absolutely blasted.
Yeah, sorry
Sorry,
about
you're not. Hopefully, you don't have any earbuds in today. Um, all right, so now we're trying to give Mr. Price's just due and get the graphic up there, but
Hey, no
apparently we got to work on
worries.
some stuff here.
Yeah, don't sweat it.
We're learning every day here.
Right?
So
That's the beauty of
okay,
it.
so where were you again?
So
Where are you from?
yeah, born and raised in Neenah, Wisconsin. I went to Neenah High School all 4 years. I lived around the Neenah Menasha area for my entire time going through college in UW-Oshkosh. Then I moved to Stevens Point to do my student teaching over at Ben Franklin. Loved it there. Was working with ninth graders. Then applied for the job, and now I'm in Waupun.
Wow.
Yeah.
So part of me was really like wanting to talk to you about this next thing here.
Yes.
So pro wrestling.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, when I heard that Waupun had a pro wrestler as a teacher, I was like giddy as can be because like that's. I mean, there are a few faculty in the district here that are wrestling fans, but to actually have a professional wrestler as a staff member, it's pretty cool. Uh, so who are you trained by?
So I was formerly trained by Dylan Postel, known to most people as Hornswoggle,
Yep,
and I was trained by Nick Colucci, or that's his stage name,
sure.
or Joshua Bender. There were a few other trainers in that class, namely Matthew Shipman, who has really helped me kind of along my wrestling journey as well.
Sure.
He's known as Salem Crane, as that's his
Okay.
stage.
So any famous wrestlers met?
So quite a few, and I've had to wrestle quite a few of them too, which is a pretty cool experience. So I kind of was making a list earlier today.
Yeah.
So I wrestled Dylan or Swoggle too many
Yep.
times to count. Um, so then I've also wrestled Heath Slater twice. I've wrestled Colt Cabana. I wrestled him on my 22nd birthday. I had a really cool segment with JBL not too long ago. I know, right? That was one I didn't tell you earlier today.
Wow. Oh man.
I've had a match against Tommy Dreamer. I've had a match again. Oh, who was it? It was not too long ago. It was Jimmy Jacobs. He was a tag partner with Seth Rollins in Ring of Honor. I think it's Jimmy Jacobs. I want to double check that. And then it was him and Beer City Bruiser, who was in Ring of Honor for a little bit of time as well. Yeah, made a lot of cool connections. Shared a locker room with a lot more people, notably Kevin Nash,
Wow.
Matt Cardona. Um, if you're, what's his? Jay Lethal's a big name there. He's
Oh
yeah, he had
Jay
a
Lethal.
yeah. Jay Lethal had a right doing the yep. Jay Lethal had a really good match with one of the guys that I trained with, who is his name is Jaden Mercer.
Okay.
Great wrestler. Unfortunately, he just tore his ACL not too long ago. Is coming back from that injury.
Yeah.
But I've been around a pretty cool group of guys. You know.
Yeah. So speaking of pro wrestling,
Yeah.
you know, we got the inspiration for teaching. What inspired you to be a pro wrestler?
So I always credit that to my best friend Nathan.
Okay.
My best friend, my roommate, who I lived with for a while in Siemens Point. I've known him since I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Him and I started playing Rainbow Six Siege together, and from there we just started talking, playing more ranked, and over time we realized we both had a really, really big love for professional wrestling. he found an advertisement for ACW Wisconsin, which is the company that I trained under, on Facebook, saying they were training new students. And I was 16 at the time, so I couldn't sign up. But Nathan was 17, so he could sign up with a parent's signature. So he trained for about 9 months before I did, and will never let me live it down. He told me that I absolutely had to start training. So
Yeah.
I started training when I was 17. I was a senior in high school. So like it was November 2019 is when I started training.
Yeah.
So I got to train for a good 4 to 5 months before COVID hit. Then we had a huge break during training,
Yeah.
and then started back up again when the world restarted. But I credit it to Nathan. He is my current tag partner. Him and I are 3-time tag team champions for one company, 2-time tag team champions for another company,
Sure.
and our team name is Gen Z, which is pretty funny.
So like, talk about your gimmick. For those that don't know, a gimmick is like the character. Sorry if I'm like,
we're killing.
Joel's
We're
probably
killing it today.
Joel is probably like, what are you talking about? But gimmick is like the character. Healer face is like, so face is a good guy, heel is a bad guy. Any other
there will be more.
carnival names?
Gimmick can actually be used. Oh, if you ever spend some time in a locker room or on a wrestling show around wrestlers, the word gimmick gets used for everything. Anytime that I try and use any like
Prop.
insider knowledge,
Yeah.
I will try to define it for the listeners. My character, my name is Priceless Preston Palmer. My entire character is built around my real last name, which is Price. So I thought of the most insufferable person that I could ever meet. And it's a trust fund kid that's never had to work
Oh my
for a
goodness.
thing in his life. And going through like the ideas about who Preston Palmer should be, the idea really grew when I was trying to think about my tag team in the future, because I was really thinking about how could me and Nathan, his stage name is Roy Cooper. He had a social media influencer character at the time. I was thinking about how could I be different but work with him to make a better tag team.
Yep.
And with my last name Price, Preston Palmer came to be because I just have never met a person named Preston that I've really enjoyed my time with. So I was thinking of like a preppy name.
Yep.
I think Preston works perfectly.
Yeah.
And originally the name was going to be Priceless Preston Price. I wanted to keep my real last name because Price works really well.
Mm-hmm.
But right before I debuted, I was talking with Dylan or Swoggle, and we realized that Priceless and Price back to back just didn't fit as it should have. It just didn't roll off the tongue. So I was kind of spitballing, brainstorming with some friends, and me and I'll credit Roy or Nathan again with this. Him and I love Arnold Palmer. Like the drink, we love
Yes.
lemonade and iced tea together.
Yeah.
So Palmer just fits, and with him being a popular golfer,
For sure.
it just fits the identity of who Preston Palmer is. And I wrestle in a new polo every single month or every single match. I will never reuse a shirt at the same company, to keep that identity alive. And I wrestle in dress shorts, like boating shorts, and some dress shoes. And I need to get some knee pads because after about 6 years now, my knees are starting to really feel it. So I need to start wrestling in knee pads. But yeah, I've really committed to that character and thought about what he would do and how he would react in every scenario.
That's like, for those that have never like experienced pro wrestling on that front, like it's like an ongoing theater, right? And it's like to have that dedication to a character like that, that's amazing. I mean, I was just kind of like thinking in my head about the character as well. It's like you could even like add like a sweater vest or something,
How did you know? So, the progression of the character's kind of gone towards jock nowadays, like high school jock. But when I started, I would enter with a sweater vest around my neck every single time. So a lot of people have associated me with the sweater because I've used it in matches as a distraction or thrown it at a fan or like just It's exactly the sweater vest that you always think of when you think of
Right,
rich, preppy kid.
right. So speaking of pro wrestling, what era do you consider the best era of pro wrestling?
So I grew up in, I guess, the reality era.
Sure.
If you don't know the eras, there is the golden era,
Yep.
there is the attitude era. I'm probably skipping one or two
Nope,
here.
you're right.
Um, the ruthless aggression era into the reality era. I,
Yep.
yeah. So I that's a tough question. I think for me it's the reality era because that's when I started to be a fan. Right? You always associate the best times in wrestling to be when you can be a fan. I know that it was not the best, but I think for
Hmm.
me as a fan, I hold the most attachment to it. Now, if we're talking purely like grit or wrestling, probably the ruthless aggression attitude era esque era where
Hmm.
um, kayfabe was still alive and
Oh
well,
yeah.
and everybody like you could never tell what was actually real or fake,
Right.
quote unquote fake. That F word there we don't use a lot
Yeah.
during wrestling, um, because it's real. It, I'll teach class and I'll crack my back and I'll have 3 or 4 students go, "Are you okay?" Um, because it doesn't feel good.
Oh
You
no.
know, I wake up on a Monday morning after wrestling 2 to 3 times in a weekend and I just hurt.
Yeah.
Getting out of bed doesn't feel good in the morning. I'm going on a side tangent here, so
No, you're good. You're good.
I'll get back to your question. But I think probably for pure wrestling, attitude or ruthless aggression, because I like the simpler style. But for me as a kid, I'm always going to go with the reality era.
Sure thing. I mean, for me personally, like I'm a little older than you,
Yep.
so I was at the tail end of the golden era, and then like when I was a teenager, it was the attitude era. So like for me personally, like that's when like it was probably at its peak. Um, Solely based on like the numbers, like the Monday Night Wars.
Yep.
So for those not aware, so WWE now WWF at the time, and then WCW, which is a Turner product. So TNT, TNN. Um, they were Monday nights. I mean, you had one starting at 7 o'clock, one starting 8 o'clock. And just as ruthless as it could be, WCW would like give away like all because at the time, like early on in the wars, right? Uh, WWE was pre-recorded, and then they air it quote unquote live that night. So then WCW like had an hour before that they would like give away the results for WWF, and then it was just like the the back and forth and NWO, Degeneration X, like those are like prime time kind of
It
stuff.
got so real
Yeah,
for so long.
yeah,
And I think now we're what, 6 years into AEW being
yeah,
around. I think like rewind the clock, the build from WrestleMania 39, so early 2022, would that be
yeah,
2022,
something like
2023,
that.
till about halfway through from WrestleMania 40 to 41. I thought was some of the best wrestling that we had in
For
years.
sure.
If you can compare that to any company,
Yep.
any wrestling, like I think that time frame is going to be remembered as some of the best wrestling.
Well, yeah, I mean, for my in product or in ring product alone, I think what's been happening the last handful of years. It's probably been the best it's been ever, honestly.
Yep.
I mean, you can compare and contrast all of the years, but like what the current product is doing right now, like in all of like the different companies, like I mean, the storytelling is there, and then the athleticism is there. Big, big props to Mr. Price and then any pro wrestler that's out there because, fun fact about Mr. Bennett, I had a cousin who did the independent, right? And
Yeah.
we were just talking about like, because he's got a coworker of his that has worked with you. And like him and I trained together for a while.
No
And
way.
yeah, but it was about a month or so of bumps and I think it was even part of like a July 4th event or whatever too. But the physicality that there is in pro wrestling is just as much as any other traditional sport you can think of. But it's one of those you have to balance two things, right? You're balancing the athleticism, but you're balancing the storytelling as well. So um, much respect for Mr. Price and anybody who's involved in pro wrestling. So
It is two beasts, absolutely the way that you just explained it, where you have to be athletic enough to do all of the physical things in the match that people focus on. But you also have to be thinking 5 steps ahead, 5, 10 steps ahead at a given moment while entertaining an audience. People forget that these fans are spending their hard earned money to a ticket to an event and they want to enjoy their time. That to me that doesn't get lost on me. If somebody is paying their money to buy a ticket to watch a show, you're going to be entertained by me, and that is my goal. I'm an entertainer. I absolutely love what I do, whether it's win or lose. Obviously, I think that I'm pretty good at what I do, so I want to win every single opportunity that I can. I try my absolute best to win. However, that doesn't always happen. But I know at the end of the day, people will remember who I was at that show, even if it was their first time,
yep.
because I I know the importance of being entertained, and it goes a long way.
So continuing with the pro wrestling conversation
Yeah, let's
here,
do it.
but mixing a little bit of this and that. So favorite music genre,
Okay.
like top 5 songs on Spotify, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, okay, that's a big one. So music to me is super important. I love music. I will pretty much be always no bad voice crack there. Wow. I'll pretty much always be listening to music if I'm alone, got some spare time. And my music taste has kind of changed over time. So I grew up on a lot of Eminem and Pink from my parents. Actually, my mom
Yeah.
loves Pink, my dad loved Eminem. So I grew up on a lot of rap. Eventually found my niche favorite artist when I was growing up. NF was he was my favorite rapper. I knew every song, I knew every album, top to bottom. Because I don't usually shuffle play playlists. It will always be like a start to finish of an album. And I finally recently got to see NF live at Pfizer after he dropped his not newest album now, but Hope. That was a great tour. You fan?
I know of Hope. I think what's on there. Hope is on there, obviously. Let 'Em Pray is
Oh
on,
yeah.
on there.
Yep.
Pandemonium.
Yep. Pandemonium is a
I
great
know a
one.
few select ones. Thank you, Rocket
Yeah,
League.
right. No joke. Hearing that after every goal has got to be enough, right? Um, I I can't pick favorite songs. I can pick favorite artists.
Okay. Fair.
So
Let's hear 'em.
NF Quinn 92 is kind of an odd one. His is more like pop style of music. John Bellion, he is an underrated artist. He had the biggest. He had a big song, All Time Low, back in like 2016, 2018. That was his. That's what put him on the map. Um, Big fan of Zach Bryan lately. Um, my if we're gonna tie this back into wrestling a little bit, my theme song is "Flooded" by Lil Skies. So for anybody listening, that is a very explicit song, and it is censored for my entrance. Please, if you are listening, listen to the censored version. It is not a clean song. Um, but Juice World's pretty solid up there.
I
Yeah,
can applaud that.
yeah. Um, I gotta hold on. Let me grab my phone. I gotta go through. I'm bad off the top of my head
No,
when it
you're
comes
good.
to music because I hold a lot of weight with music.
Yeah.
Um, let's see here. I was a big fan of Logic growing up. 21 Pilots is I'm still a big fan of. Um, my brother's favorite band is Imagine Dragons, so I've obviously listened to a lot of Imagine Dragons. Uh, And how could I? Noah Khan. Noah Khan's been one of my big ones lately too. So
Okay.
I would say Zach Bryan, Noah Khan, John Bellion, NF, and let's just throw Juice World on there.
Okay.
Top five.
I'll add this in there too. So you said you like Juice WRLD. Have you listened to the Kid Leroy's music?
Oh, I'm a big fan of the Kid Leroy.
Okay,
Yep.
He's my favorite artist of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I listened to the F Love album
Yep.
through all three of its
Thank you for
iterations.
bringing
Of course, of course. All three of its iterations, and I I love that album. I have not listened to his newer stuff, but I've heard it's very like
I love his newest album, Before I Forget. Very good.
okay.
You can find there's a lot of rap, but at the same time there's that smooth, mellow.
That's what I like. I
Emotional
like the
music.
branching of genres that artists do. And I find myself always changing genre, like favorite genres over
Mhm.
time because it went to rap, then it went to like a pop rap, then it went to pop, then it went to pop folk, then it went to folk, and then more country now. Like the progression of music is really cool to see, like how artists can blend genres together.
For sure. Do you have any like favorite pro wrestling themes?
Oh, dude, that's like it's like asking me to pick a Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. Okay, the anytime anybody brings up wrestling theme songs, the first one that I always think of is Metalingus, which is Edge. Edge has one of, if not the single best theme songs of all time. Randy Orton, Voices, such a good one. Um, People are going to give me a little bit of hate for this one, but I don't think Batista's theme song is very good. I think it's a little overrated. Um, this is hard. I'll give you three. Edge, Randy Orton, and you don't you don't get a feeling any different or the same when Brock Lesnar's music hits.
Mm-hmm.
If Brock Lesnar's music hits, you know that you're in for a whooping.
Mm-hmm.
So those three for me, but John Cena, he's the GOAT.
Can't see me.
Can't. Yeah, those four. I'll give you four.
Okay, fair enough. Kind of surprised you didn't throw all the old pomp and circumstance on there. The old macho man.
I don't. Not a big macho guy.
Whenever I'm at graduation, like, and I hear that, I'm just like,
You're like,
oh yeah, ticket. Any movie recommendations?
okay.
That's
all
like
right,
all
so
time or
let's
it's like
do-
recently.
So I'll throw the four and maybe a one or two more that
Sure.
are on my get to know me slides.
Sure.
So I'm a big fan of Leonardo DiCaprio. So Shutter Island, The Departed, Inception are big three there. Good Will Hunting is a very emotional film with young Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Robin Williams. Robin Williams is one of, if not my favorite actors of all time.
Absolutely.
But I do like animated movies a lot. I love what the animation scene has been doing lately since Into the Spider-Verse dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, I'm really waiting on that third one. Yeah, we all are, right? And the not live action, what am I talking about? The newer Puss in Boots, like Wish Upon a Star, that's a really underrated movie. So if you don't like animated movies and you're really on the fence about it, watch Puss in Boots, A Wish Upon a Star. That one's really good. I think it's Wish Upon a Star or something like that. Yeah, if we want to.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yep. Underrated, very underrated as an animated movie. The Last Wish. Thank you.
That's the one I've actually watched, and that's a pretty good one.
It's a real, yeah.
So gaming, we are a gaming podcast.
Yes.
We are Esports Club.
All the wrestling talk for the
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. Favorite game or games?
Dude. Favorite game. Favorite game. the game that I've spent the most time in
Sure.
is
Yep.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
I've got about 2,000 hours in Siege, all before year 4. So the era of year 2, well, no, I played it on launch. So Black Ice into, oh, what was it? Into Dust Line. After Dust Line, I really fell off of it. I came back for year 2 for Velvet Shell, Operation Health, Blood Orchid, White Noise. Those seasons to me are the peak of that game, and it has not gotten better since. Um, so Rainbow Six Siege for sure. Overwatch, the original Overwatch, has a special place in my heart. It has gone to garbage since
Especially
then.
since you had to pay $30 back then or whatever it was.
Yep, it was. I love that game so much. Um,
And now it's actually back to Overwatch 1. Like they ditched the 2.
no, I don't. That
Yeah.
could spin me into a whole different tangent
Oh,
about gaming and Activision and Blizzard, and that's a whole different conversation. Um, Minecraft has to be up there. I love the entire Uncharted series. So Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think 4 is the best of them, which is rare for a series to have peaked at the very end.
Yeah, normally sequels suck.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think 4 and 2 are the best in that series. I'm more of a single player game kind of guy. If I'm going to be playing video games, I'm either going to be playing a single player game or I will be online, right? Like it has to be. I won't play an online game like a Battlefield or a Call of Duty alone. I have to be in a party. So if I'm playing games without people online, it will be single player. Dying Light, very very good zombie series. Uh, Choose Your Own Adventures have always been a big one for me. So Detroit Become Human, the entire Life is Strange series, the Spider-Man PlayStation exclusives have been big for me because Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. So naturally, the video games have completely exceeded expectations. I've loved all of them. Um, I've been really into Stardew Valley lately, and I've been loving that. What else? You guys are just taking me down memory lane right now. Go ahead.
Do you have like a current game that you're like really locked into?
Yeah,
Stardew.
Stardew, big time. Stardew, the newer skate game, got a lot of hate when it launched, but it's fun to just throw on for 15, 20 minutes at a time when I'm in between games or in between matches or whatever we're doing.
Sure.
We've been playing a lot of Battlefield. What else have we been playing? It's like I'm thinking through my catalog right now. And the more that time goes on, the more I realize I'm getting into like indie games too. So like just trying out like a game like Luck Be a Landlord or Balatro or Slay the Spire or um, Blueprints was a recent one which was really fun to play. Just like getting out of the box that I grew up in of single player FPS or multiplayer FPS. First person shooter for anybody listening who doesn't know what FPS means. It's a gaming podcast. I'm sure everybody knows what FPS means, but breaking that box has been really, really fun. You know, yeah. So if we're going 3 favorites, I'm gonna say Rainbow Six, Minecraft, and Uncharted series, but shout out to the God of War remakes. The 2019 God of War and God of War Ragnarok were incredible.
So I'm guessing off of this, your system of choice is PlayStation.
Oh, what gave it away? Right, all the
Yes.
exclusives. So, growing up, I was an Xbox 360 kid because it was the better console. PlayStation 3 sucked. I did not like PlayStation 3. Then I switched to PlayStation 4 and then stuck with PlayStation 5. So most of my time has been spent on PlayStation 4 and 5, but the Xbox 360 holds a place in my heart with Halo and
Yep.
all of man.
So we'll call that a tie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember.
for Mr. Price and the listeners, they're kind of like wondering what we're talking about. We've had a ongoing.
Little friendly competition.
Oh.
Yeah, we're currently evened up here, and you know what? I don't think we have any more guests, so I think we're gonna just call it a draw. I guess.
I
So
like that. You know what? Because let's be honest, if we're tracking the history of these consoles,
yes,
Xbox dominated at the very start,
it did.
and they
Yep.
lost their lead. Like
Yeah.
PlayStation is in my opinion, is the premier console.
Yeah.
The Xbox lost their footing with Xbox One,
Yep, when the
right?
original one.
Yes. So Xbox into Xbox 360, and then the original Xbox One console that competed with the PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 outperformed the Xbox One in every way imaginable. And then the Xbox just couldn't find their footing back with the Xbox Series S or the X or whatever named console they're on. What are they on now?
S and X. Series S and Series X, which I have a Series X personally.
Okay. So I feel like Xbox lost the console war, quote unquote, with the lack of exclusives.
I can respect that.
Right? Not to say that Xbox is a bad console or anything like that, because my little brother James plays Xbox
Yep.
and he loves it, right? But I think it gets lost when it tried to be more than a gaming console and more of an entertainment system, because they leaned very, very heavy into the media aspect of it and the entertainment system rather than the gaming console.
I think they're not trying to appeal to gamers as much, but also at the same time just your regular people.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's probably what killed their gaming people.
Right? When you make gamers feel like what they have spent thousands of hours of their lives on is not for them, you will lose them. You know, like as you guys know, as gamers, we're a very passionate group of people. We'll support what we want to support, and if we get rubbed the wrong way, it is not going to get a dime of our money. Overwatch, yeah, and we've seen it over and over again. Not like with companies like EA, especially, has every game they've released riddled with microtransactions.
Yep.
Ubisoft, Blizzard,
Apex Legends.
Activision. Oh, Apex. Oh man, I forgot about Apex Legends. I have probably 1,000 hours in that game too.
I have like hundreds of days.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And it's just gotten ruined because of the constant microtransactions.
The new season released like a week ago today. It's actually gotten better in my opinion.
Has it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to re-download it and give it a try because I really liked the addition of arenas.
They got rid of that a long time ago.
Did they actually?
A long time
No.
They have mixtape now, so they have TDM, they have Control, which is basically kind of capture the flag.
Okay.
They have Gun Run, which is just gun game.
Okay.
They had a new one called Mix. It's like BR, but like BR Extremo mode.
Nice.
You get to respawn as long as your teammates are alive. Just other extra variables that are unique that Battle Royale doesn't have. So.
Nice. Yeah. So BRs are always a fun conversation because they had such a chokehold on the industry for the last decade, and I think now it's twisting now more to an extraction shooter, which I've never gotten a hold of. Like I have not played Arc Raiders at all.
I haven't either. It's $40.
Don't get me wrong. $40 for arguably one of the most revolutionary games of the last decade.
Yeah,
is a small asking price, but I am just kind of off of the mass shooting genre of games because like Fortnite had just an absolute chokehold on the entire industry because of how wide its range was. You know, Fortnite could appeal to the casual gamer who sits down on their couch and plays 3 or 4 games a night.
Yep.
It had the appeal of the replayability for those more like passionate gamers like us three. Like I'm sure you guys all like remember your first or second win in Fortnite because it felt huge, you know, and unfortunately, I think over the last decade, it's been tried and done different ways, like we've seen with Apex Legends or Fortnite or what's a couple other
Call of Duty ones.
Call of Duty battle royales, Warzone.
They've all
one of the biggest
toes.
ones.
Yeah, they've all dipped their toes in the BR cool. And
And I'm kind of over the loop, you know.
yeah,
I'll play a couple times here and there, but it's hard to invest into a 20-minute match
yeah,
nowadays. You know, like getting your loot to get to final two to
yep.
realize, I'm washed. Great, you know.
Well, and that's kind of like for me. Like, I'm glad you brought that up because I've been trying to tell Joel this. Like, the reason why I've enjoyed Arc Raiders so much is because of the fact that I spent almost 8 years or so on Fortnite. Like, I
Yeah.
was in there for season 3, and like I spent the entire time. Like, I didn't take any like breaks, so to speak,
Yep.
on the game. Like, I've always like kind of associated myself with that game, and like Arc Raiders came out, I saw the trailer, and I'm like getting a little more invested, right? And then by the time that I bought the game, I was like, dude, this is like the best game in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, like with Fortnite, it's almost like a 20-minute to 30-minute investment of time,
It really is.
and with Arc Raiders, like you can be in and out as fast as you want to be. I mean, you find an extraction point, and then you're out. But the thing that's been so great about Arc is like the proximity chat. Like I've never been crazy about that, but like the proximity chat in Arc Raiders is such a unique piece because you're meeting complete, and especially because they have different matchmaking. So you could be an aggressive player versus player or player versus environment lobbies. So like I'm in the more PVE lobbies, so like I'll meet people randomly, and they'll just be like, "Here, you need this or whatever, like need this blueprint or whatever." So like from that aspect alone, like that game has just been so uh, huge for the gaming industry, and I think it's going to just blow up, and it's got a 10-year plan. Like that's what's been nice is like they're coming to the Embark is coming to the table with a plan for 10 years,
That's really
so
cool.
you know that they're going to be invested in their community. And as far as like we talked a little bit about Call of Duty, the thing that Embark is already like taking staying on is cheaters and stuff, like people
Nice.
like who exploit stuff, like they're taking stances on that. Whether they
Apex, you gotta do better, dog.
yeah,
You
so
gotta
like
do better.
if you go in a match and you get like some cheater like come up to you and take you out, and you got this like expensive loadout, if they do the work, investigate it, they'll actually give your stuff back.
That's really cool, actually. I didn't know that.
Like
That's huge.
and yeah, for $40, like I haven't paid for a game in a long time, other than like the sports titles every year,
Yeah.
which I don't know why I throw my money in every year, but other than that, like I haven't really like went out and bought a game, and so like what Joel was saying, like $40 seems kind of steep, especially nowadays with everything being almost free to play. But yeah, like it's been totally worth that $40, and I think it's going to be long term a game that I'll be playing for a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, totally. So keeping on here. Miscellaneous hobbies. Anything we need to know about Mr. Price?
Um, First thing that comes to mind is I love Legos. So
Same.
yeah,
Yep.
you're right. If you spend any time in my classroom, the first thing that you'll see is a Captain America shield, the Statue of Liberty, the Galaxy set, the Great Wave. Got the Kingfisher because biology teacher have to have at least some sort of nature in there, right? I've got the Starry Night. I've got the globe. I've got the bonsai tree. I just got the flying machine from Da Vinci. I got just recently for Valentine's Day. I got an Iron Spider-Man set and a Lightning McQueen set that I want to build. The set that I've had my eyes on for the longest time, but I've never purchased, is the Daily Bugle set, and I think it actually just went out of circulation, so now it might be a little harder to get, and I might want
Hmm.
to pull the trigger on that a little sooner rather than later, but it's been one of the sets that I've always wanted. Um, so I love Legos. I've been recently getting into puzzles. Really like puzzles. I like hiking. I like traveling. Like I really love the balance of my hobbies
Hmm.
because I love video games. Grew up a gamer. I'm a nerd at heart. I've got a bunch of Funko Pops to prove it, right?
Yes.
um, but I also love the gym. Like I found a lot of therapy and a lot of like solace in sinking time into the gym. I lost 70 pounds out of high school. I know, right? Like, I lost 70 pounds out of high school because of professional wrestling.
Yep.
And I realized I was like, dude, I got to get in shape. Like, if I'm going to be falling on my back, like, however many times a day, I need to know how to eat right. I need to know how to take care of my body because you only get one of it. And if you don't take care of it sooner, you're gonna realize that it comes back to bite you sooner than you think. Um, and I love being outside. I love biking. I love hiking, and just finding that balance of knowing when to stay inside and knowing when you need to just have some time to yourself to just sit and play some video games because man, there's nothing like it.
Absolutely.
And knowing when you need to go outside, get some vitamin
Yep.
D, and just enjoy the endorphins that your body creates when you experience nature.
Yep.
It,
Absolutely.
I love it. I love the balance.
Yeah, going for a walk and just kind of like letting your thoughts just kind of go and just
It's great. Like in a world where we spend so much time on our screens,
yes.
like I've been working really hard to get my screen time down, and it's not something that I'm proud of, but I still have the 5 hours of screen
Oh
time
yeah.
on my phone a day, and I'm getting rid of the time that I'm on my PlayStation or
Yep.
looking at my TV or looking at my computer for work. Like it's a lot of time spent on a screen. The watch is as well. They're taking every
Everything.
screen. There's a screen on you at all times. It feels like, and I love escaping. It feels like you're escaping, which is weird because screens are new in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Um, just a moment. Let me see where.
Yeah, no. What time are we at? Oh, we're at what 40,
Yeah.
40-ish minutes.
Uh, so we have a match of four, but their opponent was thinking about skipping this week, so they haven't readied up. So we'll keep going.
Cool. Yeah. Whenever they're ready up, just kick me out. I would say I've got some
No,
things that I got to get
it's
done
been
too.
it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on, Mr.
This is
Price.
fun.
Anytime we can get you guys in here to like talk about stuff, whether it's you yourself or just like gaming itself, it's great to be able to talk to the faculty in here because I feel like uh, more often than not we've filled the time with education and we don't have time to like learn about you guys
Yeah.
personally, and so it's been great to have this opportunity to give our audience an idea of who Mr. Price is, or who Mr. Kahoot is, or Mrs. Knutson, or any of them
Yeah.
that have been on here. So yeah, we'll keep going on with the show
Let's
here.
do
If
it.
you want to
So
chime in,
you touched on a point a little earlier about the voice chat of video games and
yeah,
like on Fortnite. So I remember I remember a lot from that time because Nathan, again, actually, the guy who got me into wrestling, was the guy who found Fortnite for our group. Um, it released on November 27th of 2017.
Holy cow, you're good at dates, dude.
I know it because I played it the very first day it came out because it looked super fun. And I remember being at Flush Factory before
yep,
knowing all of the spots. And we thought it looked like a prison because we were up in the rafters. And we built ourselves a little box and didn't move all game. And we were really fortunate to where the circle just kind of shrank and shrank and shrank around Flush Factory.
Good old rat strategy.
Oh man, and the way that you bring in the rat strategy, one of my best friends
oh
growing
man,
up, Noah, we called him the rat. And he was in our game and we just ratted the whole game. And we had like a gray pistol, I think it was a couple grenades while they were still green rarity, and just like those memories to me are so important. And I met one of my best friends, Rob. He lives in New Hampshire on Fortnite. So it was me and two of my buddies playing squads, and one of my friends killed him. And he reached out. He's like, "Dude, you're really good. I need to squad up with you guys."
yeah,
So Rob reached out to my group, and we started playing together all the time. And eventually, it got to a point where we were just talking to him all the time, and we met him at his wedding. Me and Nathan flew to New Hampshire to meet him at his wedding, and it was one of those like pinch yourself moments of like, hey,
yeah,
gaming is more than just gaming.
it
Like you
is.
can meet people with full life stories, and depending on how you guys meet, like mesh, you could find a friend that you'll have for the rest of your life and meet him at his wedding and fly him out for your first apartment, or like things like that, where you wouldn't have met these people, originally if you had not gotten on a game and then decided to take the risk to send the guy that just pooped on you, for lack of a better term, in Fortnite, you know, and you like there's not many things like that experience.
Well, like community for any games, like so not to make myself sound lame here, but like
Yeah,
Fortnite
please do.
and Fortnite and Arc Raiders both, but like when I first started like really getting into Fortnite, joined a few Facebook groups or whatever.
Yep.
And yeah, like you joined those groups and then like you squad up with people and whatever. And then like those people, like even though you've never met them, are like almost like your best friends, right? You talk to them every day, you play with them every day. But the thing that like always was like kind of like a sad thing a little bit was like sometimes like those people would then go away.
Yep.
And it's like, and it is more or less just because the game just wasn't their cup of tea anymore, which, you know, like having been through it all, like I can totally relate. I mean, you throw it back to the mech, um, which was in season 8, right?
The mech, that was season X.
X, whatever.
I was out by
Sure.
that point.
But like
I
that,
played,
like that threw off a lot of people, and nobody wanted to play after that. And then you go into chapter 2, and it's like there was a couple people that I played for a couple seasons with. They were like, "I'm just done playing it." So,
Yeah.
like that's been always like the hard thing. But like now, like with Arc Raiders, like it's such a growing game. Like it's only been out since October, and not to brag or anything, but we've got a little Facebook group that's evolved into a Discord. But we've got a dad's group.
That's pretty cool.
And we just reached 16,000 people.
Dang.
Yesterday. So, and it's growing. It's probably going to be like 20K by the end of the week, honestly.
It's growing that rapidly?
Yeah, I'm part of the admin team there, and like, yeah, I'm always getting like requests to join, and it's just like I can't keep up. We can't keep up. So, the game has just been so phenomenal, and I think a lot of it has to do with the proximity chat, like just being able to like meet those random people out there that see that there's good in the world, right? That want to like help you along the way, and you know, it is like a social experiment in a way because you know there's that PvP aspect, and you've got people who want to take your stuff and everything, so you gotta like be cautious about everything, but you know the game has been great, and so yeah, I don't know. Anything else you want to touch on, Joel?
I don't know. I mean, hearing all this talk about Arc Raiders, it's starting to give me a little swing towards mine, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll have to seriously think about it. But if it ever goes on sale, then for probability of buying, it'll go up tenfold.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did go on sale during the Christmas break, and they 30% off or whatever. But I'm assuming that by the summertime they'll not have another sale of some sort.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now they're doing an expedition. So basically, like your max stash slots are at 282 right now, and then you can gain XP points as well to upgrade your character. So like I'm currently just grinding away at that right now. I got like a week left. It's insane, like the amount of time that you kind of have to put into for that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's totally worth it if you're invested in the game, I think, long term. So
that's cool.
Speaking of time, Mr. Price, I think we'll let you off the hook here. It's been fun.
Yeah, no worries.
We appreciate you coming in, and hopefully our listeners have learned a little bit more about Mr. Price.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys are all right, this is definitely not the last time I'll be a part of this. Sure. This is very fun. You know, hopefully next time it'll be a little less about me and a little more about like gaming, and things like that. But you guys are doing awesome things here. Hopefully you guys do well in your match tonight, and
thank you.
Hope things go well. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, thank you. All right, so we will close out the stream here. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Price. It's been great talking wrestling and everything else that we shared today, and it's great to know we have more gamers in the building. And we'll segue into our match today with Street Fighter. They have a match in a couple minutes here, it looks like. So thanks for tuning in. We will be back on stream tomorrow with Smash Brothers, and then Wednesday and then Thursday we have Rocket League. So we will catch you all tomorrow.